Okay guys, so today you're going to have 4 documents, and these documents are actually from the Documenting U.S. History book that you're going to be receiving, but I've recreated them here, and you'll be doing this as a text entry for me, okay? So I want to go over the first one with you. It's been a little while since we've done these. So I'm giving you a close-up view of the first document, document 2.12. Okay, so this is a map of Barbados, and this was a map that was done in 1657. Richard Lagon, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but it's always good, remember, when you get these documents, to read the description at the top. It'll tell you, who did it, the time period, and so forth. So we'll read this one together. Richard Lagon, 1585 to 1662, made this map of the British colony of Barbados to portray the economic and social conditions on the Caribbean island for his British readers. Most of the writing on this map, particularly the small labels along the coastline, delineates individual plantation holdings by British sugar planters. Near the center of the island are these words: 10,000 acres of land which belong to the merchants of London. So you can see all of these, there's like 285 plantations along the coastline here. And in the interior, this is 10,000 acres that belong to the merchants of Venice. Okay, that's London, I'm sorry. That was Shakespearean, merchants of Venice. Sorry about that. Okay, so basically, these particular documents, they're going to ask you to identify, analyze, and evaluate. And the first question under identify is to list 5 types of details that the map maker has illustrated on the map. So when you're looking at these details of the map, I want you to kind of look at the coastline, look at the interior. The map maker, if you're looking at this, these are obviously hills, okay, that the map maker is looking at. That could be something that you would note. There, he is not only marked, but he has probably put names on each of these individual plantations. 285 plantations. They're all noted. You've got, looks like, waterways going in. So the different waterways and maybe rivers, streams have been noted on the map. That's another thing you might note. Up here you see, I don't know whether that would be runaway slaves or some sort of conflict perhaps with the natives there, but you see it looks like a fella on a horse chasing 2 people of color. Interestingly enough, this looks like a camel. Okay, so did they actually bring camels to the interior of the island of Barbados? Kind of an interesting thing there. And then you've got cattle. So the plantations, this is areas perhaps that they cultivated, and they were raising cattle. You've got 2 more horsemen here. You've got, looks like maybe a wild pig or something on the interior. And then if you look at the coastline itself, he has probably ports of call because you've got these ships. And what in the world is this? This looks like a sea monster of some sort. So when you're picking 5, you've got lots of different things that you can be looking at and detailing from this map. This is a pretty cool map when you really look at it. So that's basically what you're doing. You're just kind of making a list. And analyze based on the image of people. Okay, so we're talking about the people, not the coastline. What can we infer about the social hierarchy of Barbados? What images allow you to make these inferences? Okay, so there are actually 2 questions here asking you to analyze it. And merchants of Venice, I keep doing that, merchants of London, you can kind of assume that maybe because they own so much property that perhaps they are the highest rank in the Barbados Islands. All of the all of the plantations. That means probably that there are slaves, which you see this image up here. So obviously the slaves would be the lowest in the bottom of the hierarchical ladder. And then the plantation owners themselves, you can just see the numbers of them, and a great many of these plantations. So they're probably right there, and that land probably granted perhaps by the London merchants there. So all of these things you are looking at and you're analyzing, and I don't know what you're going to do with the camels. That one just kind of throws me off. All right, so the next question is evaluate. Based on details that the map maker has chosen to illuminate, what are the interests and concerns of the British colonist on Barbados? Okay, so what do we know about Barbados? We know from our outside knowledge, what are they growing? They're growing sugar, right? Sugar plantations. So because of the many ships that you see along the coastline, you can assume that Barbados was concerned with trade, and probably they're trading sugar, and because you know about the triangular trade. You probably know that these ships are picking up sugar, and that these islands are part of that triangular trade that are taking the sugar up to New England, and for them to make rum. You pretty much can infer that. You can evaluate that is probably the main thing that these folks are concerned with. So that's pretty simple, that's pretty straightforward, and that is answering those 3 questions. So I want you to do the other 3 documents. That's your task for today, and we have pretty much done this one together.